Look yourself in the mirror of Venezuela and Cuba. You do not ever want anyone, not even close to socialism, to come to this country.
People are eating from trash bags in the street. So how has socialism actually helped the country?
I don't think any Venezuelan can really like socialism because we've seen it put in place very well.
It is not the route to go. It is not possible. It's not feasible. Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it. There you've got Venezuelans in the United States sending a strong message to Americans who like the idea of socialism. Don't fall for it.
Campus Reform's Cabot Phillips attended a protest with victims of Venezuelan socialism, and he joins us now with more. What did they tell you, Cabot?
Well, it was powerful to hear what so many Americans know to be true, that socialism is the largest threat facing the future of our country. And the sad thing is it's coming from people within our borders. These are people that are pushing socialism. And I think a lot of it starts because they don't understand the history of what it's done, how many people it's brought into poverty and death. And hopefully this message from these Venezuelans can change that. Listen also to what they had to say about President Trump and his administration. I didn't ask anyone about their thoughts on the current administration, but they were quick to praise President Trump. Listen to this.
The people from Venezuela, we're very grateful with the United States, with this beautiful country, because they give you all the support right now in this critical situation.
To me, that this administration is doing something more than just sanctions and just words.
Look at that. And we spoke to people that were attending that said that they were college students and they've seen this push of socialism coming from professors. It's something we've covered all the time at the Leadership Institute's Campus Forum. Even just last week, there was an event out in California. The university brought in speakers that were praising Maduro, saying that he was a strong leader. And many of these people said it was an insult to their family members that are currently starving in Venezuela to imply that the people there aren't actually dying for freedom and wanting democracy, and to imply that they want to have Nicolas Maduro. Listen also to when they described why they left their country and what the conditions are like there. We can hear firsthand just how bad the situation is under this socialist regime.
I left my home country 20 years ago because of this, and it's a gradual process over time. Little by little, power is taken away from the people.
Well, I was born in Venezuela and I had to leave my country. I had to leave my family.
I left my country 10 years ago, not seeing my family, not seeing my friends. I want the kids right now to be able to have a future in my country, people that they have hope to come back to our country and reconstruct it.
Yeah. It was incredibly powerful, especially, I think, if there's one message to take away from this video, it's that this is not a joke. And I think it's easy to laugh off the rise of socialism in America and to look at some of the crazy proposals from Ocasio-Cortez and her, people, her friends in the Congress and around the country. But this really isn't a joke. I think if we're going to defeat socialism, I think the first thing to do is to take it seriously. And President Trump took us in the right direction there at the State of the Union, talking about how we will always be a country that's free. We're not going to fall for this. But I do think that there's a propensity for many Americans to say it could never happen here. There are plenty of people throughout history that never thought that their governments could fall for a socialist regime, and look what happened.
And President Trump has been brilliant so far, led by Secretary of State and his National Security Advisor, in supplying material and support for Guaido, and we're bringing all these supplies, emergency supplies, right to the border, and that's a perilous situation coming to a head right now.
Similar messages from people who had to flee Cuba, too. Thank you so much, Cabot.
Yeah, absolutely.